Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for checking in, and we're continuing with the 20 trade challenge. We're on trade number 14. We got 6 more to go in this thing, and very excited about where we're going to be. For those of you that have been following along, you can see that I've actually already got the profit locked in. I made $12,000 so far. The worst I can do is lose 6,000. The worst I can do is win 6 grand. And just to be real, I'm happy with that. 6,000 is pretty good. Ultimately, I'd love to hit a couple more winners and see what happens. The market's been very good as far as giving out nice moves. We did close out with 3 losers in a row. I actually lost the USD Swiss, and I lost this second Euro CAD trade. I didn't update it yet, but I will. We'll do that probably on this session today. Oops, wrong box. But I saw something developing. I wanted to jump in right away, so let's go ahead and pull up the chart. Okay, so we've got this US yen. Okay, see how it popped up? And it popped right back up into this zone. Now it's starting to continue down again. So on the hourly, you can see we're starting to test this level. There's a level right here that we're testing. We crossed below this moving average, and the MACD is dropping. One difference between before is that the last time this dropped, it didn't follow through. Okay, you can see here it hit this moving average, didn't follow through. But we do have a nice movement here on this MACD, so there is a definite potential move if this trend can continue. Let's go back to the 4-hour. It is currently at a strong, it's not super strong, but it's at a support level, and so I want to definitely keep in mind that support level could hang. So I'll be looking at it. Let's see what it looks like on a 15-minute. It's retesting. It popped down. We currently are officially in a downtrend on a 15-minute. You can see that the price has moved down. It broke this moving average. It popped right back up, and now the moving averages are pointing down. So it's got some downward momentum. All we have right now is this level. So I'm going to be watching this particular trade during this challenge, trying to see if this thing will break. If it does, I'm going to be looking for it to get back down to the lows. And so that's about 450 pips. And you can see that it bounced back really fast. See this nice big move? 450 pips in like 3 days. Those are the kind of trades that we really want to try to jump on. And so if we can get this momentum to carry us, then that could be a really nice looking trade. As far as the time frame goes, I'd try to keep my stop a little tighter, but you can see here that, this is 100 pips, and so and this is only a very short move. That's because these things are moving so fast right now, and so even 100 pips is decent considering that we have a 4-to-1. So that if my target's 450, it's still 4.5. So I'm happy to take a 100 pip stop. The thing about it is I want to try to get a really nice position trade because the last 2 I did a little bit too fast, I think, and I've lost 3 in a row. Okay, just because I can lose 14 in a row and still make money doesn't mean I want to. I think I was at 14 in a row at one point, and now I'm much less than that. Now I'm at 12 in a row, and I can still make money. So just because I can lose 12 in a row doesn't mean I want to. I want to be very patient with my trades. Another trade I was looking at is this euro. You can remember I've really been loving the euro lately because I took this long, and then I took this short. And now it's starting to bounce. You can see we've got a break up above this moving average. So we've broke this trend. We've got this downward trend that has been broken. Okay, and now it's retesting this level. We're crossed over on the MACD on the 1 hour time frame. On the daily, we've got a nice candle that looks strong here. And so that's really good that we can see this nice wick on the 4 hour. This is the euro dollar. On the 4 hour, you can see that we've got a pop, and now it's kind of just consolidating here. And so we could, there's just always so many different things that can happen with trades. We could just continue to go back down, which is looking like what's happening right now. But I'm going to be watching this because we have the positive MACD here. So at this point, I could actually take this trade either long or short because it hasn't totally convinced me either way. What has convinced me is that this area was rejected. Okay, so this area was rejected. We have rejection here and rejection here. We got a downtrend. So this could have been just a fake. Remember, the market's always trying to fake people. This long, and I get faked out on these all the time, and I'm learning to try to not get faked out on them. But guess what? I still am going to make mistakes. But the key is, if I can let my trade go in the right direction, then I will learn not to get faked out, and I will make up for my losses. So if I get faked out a few times, no big deal. Let's go back to that Euro CAD. I got faked out twice. If you guys remember, Friday I got faked out because why? I was looking for this level to break. It broke here. Okay. It broke right here, and then it started to break again, and we got all this choppiness. I went in short a couple times, and it didn't follow through, and I ended up getting stopped out. So the market will do that. But we don't have to worry, because if we allow the market to carry us to our targets, we're going to lose a few trades. And that's okay. I don't mind losing trades as long as I'm maintaining my discipline and I'm allowing the market to carry me on. So at this point, I'm thinking the euro dollar initially I'm like, okay, we got a nice strong break, and I probably would have taken this trade had I been in front of my chart, and I might have already been out. So sometimes it just matters as to when you get into the trade, when you get in a look at your charts. That's the only difference between making a winning and losing trade. That's why I say that once I'm in a trade, I say it's only 50-50, and then I just let the market carry it. And for me, these choppy markets are the worst because that's when I get whipped out and I don't get my big trades. So I always am trying to find a trade that will carry me in. So right now, this is actually looking pretty good on the short side, like a head fake. Let's look at it on a 15-minute time frame. We're still pretty strong here, and so I'm not going to take this yet. But if we get a cross below this MACD turns negative, we end up closing below this 50-period simple moving average, then I will definitely consider taking a short. And then if this bounces on the same time, I'll consider, and goes back up, I'll consider taking a long. So it just kind of depends on what the market does right here. And the same thing with this US yen, because remember I was saying I was looking at a short because it's crossing below here. But now it's starting to bounce off of what? Off of support. This long trade, let's see if we did go long here. It also has a decent amount of room, because if it did want to go long, where would it probably go? Probably back up into this trend line. So right from here, that's a 390 pip trade. So the short potential is 450, the long potential is 390, and either way I could probably get a really good setup on it. And that's really important for our trades. So let's go ahead and pop up that spreadsheet now, and let's update it. So my risk on this trade was 1,000, and I always put 1,000 just because that's what I randomly try to put. You can see I did take a couple losers that were bigger. Don't usually like doing that, but the situation was hard to get into. It was hard to get into the position, and so here you can see we've got this bouncing. But let's keep let me stay focused on the spreadsheet. Okay, so take a look at where I'm at. I've got to add another loser here, so it's a little bit more of a drawdown than I like to see, but it just happens in trading. There's not much we can do about it. It just happens. So I'm gonna add that second Euro CAD position to the mix. If you guys remember, I took 2 in a row, and they both ended up becoming losers, which is not ideal scenario, but it happens. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the spreadsheet. Let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to just put this as in the image. And so we have the MACD here, and it's not the perfect way to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. And let's go over here. Euro CAD 926 and 992.72. So 992.72, and we'll make that red because red means loser. And we're going to just take this and my win percentage is dropping rapidly. Oh, wait, it's not 4%. I put the wrong number in. Okay, 36% is my win percentage. We go take this, comma. I need to come up with a better way to design this spreadsheet. I'll probably do that for the next trading challenge that I do. Just take some time to really make it a little nicer for everybody so they can maybe get a copy of it themselves. So expectancy is 962, so that's dropped. My average win has not. My average loss is definitely not right. My average, no, that's not right either. Let's see, I've had 5 winners out of 14 trades and 10 losers, right? Or no, 9 losers. Okay, so my average loss is 990, which is not terrible, but my risk to reward ratio is 4.13. Win percentage is 36. My total profit is 11,000. So now I can only lose 11 trades in a row. 11.5 trades in a row. Okay, now let's see here. Did I get all these in here? Yeah. So you can see it's a little bit sharper of a downturn here. And got that updated. So let's add our next trade in. Not sure exactly what it's going to be yet, so we'll keep looking. When I first pulled this thing on, I was actually thinking that I was going to do a US yen, but it didn't quite move the way I was thinking right away. So now I'm going to have to be a little more patient with this video. However, let's take a look at this US. We're getting a nice bounce off of this. Let's see, the hourly still moving up. It's bouncing here. Still not really enough to make me too excited. Let's see what we look at on a 5-minute. 5 minutes looking really strong. And so what I will do is, if I can get a close above this, I'm going to go for it. Because remember, I said it's kind of in no man's land right now. Let's look at it on a daily. It's a big tail up and a big tail down. It's what they call a doji. And really, there's no way to really know which way this thing's going to go. It could actually go either way, and which is always the case when you make a trade. Sometimes my Captain Obvious statements are kind of funny. But anyways, this is a nice bounce off of this moving average on the 15. It's bouncing off the moving averages on the hour. The 5-minute has got a really nice closed candle here. Sometimes if you're just doing candle by candle price action trades, you could take this trade. See, this is a 30 pip candle, which is pretty impressive. Definitely impressive because you got a nice rejection here, gives you a nice room for a 30 pip stop loss, and really could go very well. If we're going to look at targets, the nice thing about this is the target could be all the way to the top. So a 30 pip stop with a 300 pip target is awesome. So let me go ahead and pull up my spreadsheet again because we want to calculate the trade size. We know that euro dollar, because we do this all the time, the euro dollar is $10 a pip. So to calculate that, we'll just go 30 pips times $10 is 300. Pretty simple. And so then we would know that 3 lots would be 900. So how do we know that? Because it would be $30 a pip times 30 is $900. So if I took this, I'd be at 3 lots right now. Pretty simple to do the math on that one. Let's go ahead and look at the US yen. US yen is still flat, not really moving at all. I'm still thinking about going short on this if we can get that momentum to carry through a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at the euro one more time. Euro is looking great on a 15-minute. 5 minutes looking really good. And we got nice momentum carrying us up. We're pointing upwards on the 15, on the 5, pointing upwards on the, and we're just crossing over here on the 1 hour. The 4 hour is still down, but it is starting to get a little softer on the MACD. And so we could go ahead and just watch this for a few more minutes, see what happens. If it can close above this, the MACD momentum is still down, so we'll go ahead and just wait now. Just going to wait for a few minutes. And one thing to remember, guys, I'm doing a 20 trade challenge, so if you guys have any questions or anything like that, put them in. I've been answering all the comments. I've been getting some great feedback, so thanks to everyone that's been following along. Please share with me if this is helping, and don't just say I love it, but tell me exactly what you've learned or what has helped you out, because I want to know specifics so I can know what to talk about in the future. After this 20 trade challenge is over, I'm going to do something else too. I just don't know what yet. So in the next few videos, I'm going to be putting together some questions to try to get some specific feedback from everyone. Yeah. Okay, so I'm still not in any position where I'm ready to take a long yet, because, you know, the 5 minute still hasn't crossed over to long strength. The 1 minute hasn't even crossed over yet because we're still in negative territory on the 5. We're still in negative on the 1. The 15 is positive territory. So what I'd really like to see is this 1 and 5 push up. So you can see on a 1 minute, this could still go right up into here, and I go long here, and guess what? This is the, you know, some people say multiple time frames is not a good idea, and that's fine for them. And I really respect their opinion and the way that they trade. I kind of like it because sometimes because I like to take smaller stop losses. And so if you don't like multiple time frames, just trade from one time frame. There's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, it works great. But me, I like it because I like to tie into shorter stops and to tighten things up. So to me, I could be going long here because on the 15 minute it looks good, but on the 1 minute it's smacking right into a 1 minute resistance. Now, here's the thing. There's also a thing called analysis by paralysis, which means you do so much technical analysis that you can't make a clear decision. I don't really have that problem, and so because of that, I'm fine looking at multiple time frames. But if you're one of those people that has trouble pulling the trigger or making decisions, then maybe you should stick to one time frame. Know your own personal weaknesses. I'm personally my personal makeup is that of an action taker, and usually I don't, in my life, in trading and in all of my life, I don't have enough information because I usually only need like a sliver of info and I'm ready to take action, which has served me well in my life. It has also caused me to make a lot of mistakes. So sometimes your greatest strength is also your greatest weakness. And in my case, I'm an action taker, and it's caused me to make a ton of mistakes. I probably make way more mistakes than the average person because of that. However, it's also made me stronger to withstand more things, and it's given me a lot of forward progress in areas that I probably wouldn't have made had I not made those mistakes. So obviously there's good and bad to either scenario, but what I'm trying to say, I'm saying all this long story just to say, know your own strengths and weaknesses and use that to your advantage. Because if you can use your own strengths, maybe you have analysis by paralysis, you have a hard time making decisions. Well, if that's the case, then stick to one time frame, trade it, and have key criteria that you don't have to really make a lot of decisions. You just let the market decide for you based off the criteria that you have set up. And that would be, I found that that's been really helpful for those people that have the decision-making challenges. Yeah. So again, I waited now, and so now it's popping back up, and now it's moving back down, just like I had said could happen. So the patience thing really does help. Helps you get out of bad trades if you can just wait for a right setup. And so now this is almost thinking, okay, is it bouncing off this and now it wants to go down? What's it going to do? I don't know. Let's go back to that US yen. And remember, guys, educational purposes only. I'm just showing you how I do it. This isn't trade calls. This isn't any of that kind of stuff. This is just to show you how to trade. That's all this is. I don't, you guys aren't me. You don't have my experience. You don't know what I know, and I'm not you. I don't know what you know. We both know different things. And so based off of that, we have to really do our own research, and trading is risky and lots of crazy things can happen. So I'm not telling you to come in here and follow my trades, because I think that would be crazy thinking. Okay, guys, so if you're enjoying this at all, like I said, leave some comments, and please, please, please like this video. That helps me get this out to more people, helps other people. And so it's a really good thing if you could just like this video and share it if you enjoy it. Leave a comment. Oh, and also if you want to get more challenges, you want to get notified that this actually has happened, then you can click that little bell on YouTube, depending on where you're watching this. If you're watching it on Facebook, you just like it and like our page and follow. But yeah. Like it so you get notified, so it'll come in, because I do start this at different times. In my next series, I might start at a specific time so everybody can adjust their schedules. We'll see if that's something that everybody is looking for. Okay, guys, so let's see what the US yen's doing. It's looking good, actually. Looking like it's looking weak because there's no bounce here. But let's see, euro. Starting to cross over, looking like it wants to break this level. But remember, the market's always trying to fake us out, and it's going to do anything it can to fake us. Okay, guys, so because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my move. Because we got this solid rejection on this moving average on the hour, because of this strong trend line, or this strong bounce on the 15, even though it didn't totally break this level yet, and because the 5-minute closed above this moving average, and because the 1 minute is going right now, I'm actually going to go ahead and buy this trade. Okay, so I just went ahead and did it. Now, I increased the size a little bit because I'm going to go a little bit tighter than what I had planned. I'm actually going right here to a 20, going to a 24 pip. Wait, how many pips is that? I'm going to 26. I was planning on 30. And so it's still a little bit below what I normally look for. But what's cool about this trade is that if this can go and we get a little bit more stronger momentum, it could go right back up to the top here, and that would be 300 pips. So we're looking at a 26 pip stop and a 300 pip take profit, which would be pretty awesome, I think. So we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously this could be another fake out. Markets love to fake people out, and I am no exception. But we see we got a nice break above here. The momentum changed over. 5-minute was looking good. 15 is really got a strong bounce. So could be trying to fake me out. Before I go, let's see if I want to try to add one more trade and take this US yen. If I did, it would be, this 15-minute is a 20 pip stop. Okay, but let's go ahead and update my spreadsheet. Not sure that there's a lot to update. Let's see here. So we got Euro USD. Okay, so there we go. My target actually, amazingly, was 10,000 on that. And, you know, I might lose it right in front of your very eyes. So, but it's fun when I can get a good winner. And, you know, you got to have fun with this even though you lose. It's just part of, you know, take one day at a time and enjoy every moment. You just never know what's going to happen. Don't let this eat you up or consume you. Just have fun with life, and, you know, just don't quit either. Just keep going. So 10,405. 10,405 is the target. It would be really cool to hit that. All right. The US yen has not got a lot of movement. It's been just really slow lately. Just if we look at the 1 minute time frame, it's been really slow. So I'm going to hold off. I was thinking about getting in on it, but I'm just going to hold off for now. Maybe tomorrow. There's actually 6 trades left, so I was going to try to squeeze in a few more just to close this out this week. I might do that tomorrow or the next day if I can find some good setups. But I'm not going to force anything too hard because I do want to close this on a good note. I want to give you guys a good example and not make a lot of mistakes. And right now it's actually looking like it's headed down. And then that would be 4 losers in a row if that's the case. But we still got some time here. It might have just been another fake out trying to get more longs on to go short, you know, and that's very possible in trading, trying to get people to get out of things because now it's getting weak real fast. So that could have been the case. But I'm going to just take off for now. It's been a great session. Really appreciated everybody. Remember, educational purposes only. Give me some comments, feedback, like the video, share it. Really happy to be able to interact with you guys. It's been very cool and fun. All right, well, that's it, and I'll keep you updated on how this trade goes. Thank you.